Okay, so I want to take a minute tonight to share something that's been on my heart. It's been resonating with me a little bit. And a good friend of mine at work, we've been talking a lot about, our past and our life and, things that we've been through. When we've gotten deeper and deeper and talked about some struggles that he has seen in his life. We talked about some struggles that I've seen. We've talked about personal death. We've talked about experiencing things that we just did not understand. It was beyond our pay grade, beyond our comprehension, and how that we've gotten from that point to this point and how we've been able to move through the fire. We've been talking a lot about just God's plan for our life and the roadmap that we have moving forward. We stare and study a little small piece of God's map that shows where we are today and what we've been through. But what we can't see is what's ahead. We don't have the privilege of scrolling out on Google Maps and seeing exactly where the end goal and how to get there is and what steps we're going to take along that path. When we scroll out, we just see a map that hasn't loaded yet. We see a map that's not yet finished for us, that's being crafted by the man himself. And he knows the path ahead of us, but we don't. So we got to trust that in those hard situations, we're able to move forward. And in those situations where we literally do not have a way to move forward, we're going to put our faith and we're going to move toward the light. A lot of times, I've been in some things in my life that I didn't understand. I've been in some times that's been dark and cold. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what was going on. I did not just understand what the situation was. And it's really easy to sit there and just let that fear just consume you, to let it cripple you to a point where you don't know how to move forward. You don't know what the right move is. And you got to trust God that he's got a path for your life. He's got it crafted, and you got to just plan to buckle up and move through it. He never said the cross would not be heavy to carry. He never said that all the roads were going to be easy, but he did say he's never going to leave us. He's never going to forsake us, and he's going to be right there for us when we need it. And I've definitely seen that in my life, and I'm going to share some stories. And one of my good friends who I was talking about earlier, I'm going to bring him on here soon so he can share his story, and we can kind of powwow this together and talk about this and shed some light and really move forward and create an avenue to show people that, hey, we've been through some fire. We're still going through it, but we're moving through it today, and we're using it to show God's light. We're using some things that should have crippled us physically, should have crippled us mentally, but we're moving through to show that our God is bigger than the things that are going on in our lives. And he's moving mountains, he's removing beasts, and he's showing beauty within some of the darkness, beauty within that beast right now. And we got some friends who are in the middle of it. We got some friends that are about to go through it. And, we're going to share some stories and make a good avenue for people who need it. So I want to share a little timeline real quick about a situation in my life that happened literally less than a year ago. So March of 2019, I was working in Graniteville, South Carolina. I owned a home in Aiken, South Carolina, North Augusta area, and I thought I had everything figured out. And my mother was getting progressively worse with her cancer. She was seeing a lot of doctors, seeing a lot of specialists, and it began to get to that point where the doctors were saying, all right, this is a little bit bigger than what we thought it was. This is higher than my pay grade, and I want to get a second, maybe even a third look on this to see what we can do and how we can figure this out. My mom was scared. My mom didn't understand. I didn't understand. I'd already lost a parent, and I said, Lord, do not let me go down this road again. I'll do anything. Help me pray better. Help me live better. Help me do the right things, say the right things to make her better. I walk into work on a Monday morning in March, and I get told it's my last day. I get told that we're laying you off. You don't have a plan, but, here's your notice of that, and, goodbye. And I was lost. I was not only thinking about my mom, but I was really confused about my current situation. I said, Lord, how am I supposed to be the man right now? How am I supposed to be the man that figures all this out? How am I supposed to do this without a job? How am I supposed to care for my mom? How am I supposed to provide for myself? And God showed me light that right after that point, my mom, started to seek those treatments in Atlanta at Emory University. So I was able to spend the time with her and do some of the things that I needed to do there. I was able to be with my mom for every moment during her sickness and really provide that love and value and care in some of her last moments of life. But I was confused in that moment. I was like, Lord, why are you letting this happen at the worst time? So my mother went through her battles, and in July of this year, she lost her life. So here I am facing another blow. I'm like, I lost my mom. I don't understand. God, why is this happening? I was at the time interviewing for a new job. So 2.5 to 3 weeks after my mom passed, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina to start a new job that I didn't really know anybody. My girlfriend was up here, who's been my rock through all of this. But she was about the only person that I knew, and I was moving into a dark place, or a new place. So I remember one day at work, it was in the middle of training, and I just completely got overwhelmed with emotion, with fear, with doubt, and I just about lost it. And I walked downstairs and I prayed. I said, God, look, I've just recently lost my mom, my rock. I lost my job recently. I'm in a new one. I'm in a new place. I'm in a new city. Help me make sense of this, Lord, because I'm really struggling and I need you. And in that very moment, God revealed himself in me in a way I just felt overwhelmed, but I felt easily that I was okay. I felt that it was going to be okay. There was going to be a way out of this. I've not taken you this far to drop you. You have moved through this. You have continued to move. You have been continued to serve and be faithful through all of this. And I'm going to show you the blessing. I'm going to show you the beauty within the beast. And it was a tough situation in my life. I didn't understand. And I know there's a lot of people who don't understand too. There's so many paths that we go down in life and we don't know the way out of it. We're trying to figure out where the end of it is. But I'm just saying, keep pushing. I'm saying, keep going. Even when the road ahead looks very dark and very grim, I promise you that God's got a plan. You may not understand it right in that moment. We may never fully understand why we go through what we have to go through. But we're going to make it through. And if you are struggling with anything, if you need something, if you need a voice, if you need someone to yell at, to scream at, to pray with, if you need someone to talk through it, I pray that you reach out to him. I pray that you trust God, that he's going to put the right person in your path to reveal himself, to show his beauty, to show his light. And I pray that we can move forward and we can show that we can conquer anything. We can keep moving. So I wanted to share that. Thank you guys. Let me know what you think.